I think a lot of people get hooked on skiing because you get this adrenaline rush and this dopamine rush that gives you these great feelings of flying downhill. I mean, it's the closest thing you can do to flying with your feet on the ground. But the sad part of it is, as you become a better and better skier, it gets harder to get those feelings, and so you have to push it further and further and further. And what we're seeing now is sort of the progression of the sport has gone so far that it's so dangerous often for really good skiers to get those feelings. There is a certain responsibility, and we all feel the weight of this when we're out there and we're posting photos on Instagram or whatever, or showing Solomon Freeski TV episodes. And it was about, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, we made a conscious decision that we were going to stop glorifying extreme footage of a skier outrunning an avalanche or that type of thing. And we decided also that when we got into a situation where it wasn't right, or we turned back, or something went wrong, that we would actually document it. I've lost a lot of friends. I think I've lost like 5 or 6 really close friends too. Dave Mira, very recently, a BMX hero of mine, recently had mental illness and took his own life. I can see how that can happen, and not just necessarily in adrenaline sports. Like it's definitely there, because when those rushes stop happening, it's tough. It's almost like a withdrawal that you go through, and you're searching for that, and it doesn't come normally in regular life. It just doesn't. And so when you're used to operating up here and all of a sudden you're operating down here, that's a tough thing to do. And I kind of reached a point where I realized like I wasn't prepared to push myself to sort of that next level. And I was kind of stressed about that because I didn't know what was going to happen, once my skiing got mellower. Am I ever going to get those highs again? And fortunately for me, I found that in filmmaking again. When a story comes together, or a scene comes together that you've had in your mind, and you get emotionally moved by it, I get that same sort of rush. And that's a huge relief for me, because I was terrified that wasn't going to happen again. The one thing that I keep coming back to, though, is that there's risk in life. I mean, we're all gonna die. Like, you can't get away from dying. And I've got a family. I definitely do whatever I can to minimize the risk, but it's not going to stop me from going out into the mountains or going on an adventure to a faraway land. I will take all the precautions that I can, and there are certain places that I draw the line. Like, I'm not going to base jump. I'm not going to do high altitude mountaineering. Like, the stats are clear. Like, if you do those sports, the risk level is extremely high. But at a certain point, you have to take some risk, or you never really get to live.